your phone.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. You see me? No. Am I muted? No.
No, you're in.
You're in. You're not muted.
Sharon.
We got you, Sharon. You're live, Sharon.
All right, Sharon, start teaching us about impact.
Video yesterday. Who else is here? Hi, Diane. Hi, Goya. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Hi, Suzanne. Your faces. I miss you so much. Probably don't miss me as much as I missed you.
Oh, we miss you.
Oh, I can't wait to get in the office. Oh,
I feel the same.
This
Okay,
is
guys, everybody seems like they're here. I always like to start on time. Thank you guys for joining in. You guys are kind of my test day. And what I was kind of hoping for this would be is you guys seem to be the ones that are in there utilizing it the most at the moment. So I was thinking that this is not really going to be a lunch and learn. It's going to be more of a let's get together collaboration. We'll try and take maybe the first 30 minutes and find something to touch on, to reteach or show you what kind of thing it can do. And then have about, maybe 30 minutes or so of questions and answers for that maybe somebody else can answer, not just me. And then if you have found something really unique, or if you found something that is really working, to be able to share in this group. And then that way we can each keep pushing everybody forward and really utilizing this to, the most of its ability. I know that between Pirek and Mark Goudot, who has really been in there, I know they've each have received leads and stuff from it. And so I know that it's working. And the way Impact has set it up, especially with the drip campaigns, they have been written in a way, as you remember from your training, they've been written in a way that has generated a lot of response. Yes, you can go in there and change them if you want to. However, they kind of ask that you don't. You just kind of use them as they are because they have been tried and tested and proven to actually get you those kind of responses and stuff. So, so I know there was that question, and everybody else, I know you've asked me, and I did get answers yesterday. At the moment, the outlook that Gary Green uses, unless you are a former HTP agent,
Linda,
the outlook that we are.
You just cut out. You were garbled just about a second ago. So repeat that sentence.
I'm not sure where it was, but the yes, ma'am. The outlook that Gary Green uses is not compatible with fixing it or merging it with Impact. They are going to change all that eventually. They're trying to find a timeline to do that. Every time they have that set up, something else comes up and they haven't been able to do that. So the answer to that question, no, you cannot link your Outlook. Other than that, I think that was pretty much the other questions. I know there's a line in the banner that we're your protector of your greatest investments. We are trying to find the code that Impact wrote for that to take that out. So I know a lot of you don't want that in there. We are working on that. So anybody have any questions before Pirek and Mark get started?
I personally love how it hyperlinks around through the circuits to the hashtags to hit up your Google juice.
You have no idea.
I started saying, who prompted you on that? Lauren, are you instant chatting him what to say?
No, and it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. Wait, I jumped on just a tad late. I have a quick question because I heard the back end of it. So just what I heard is that we cannot link our Outlook, right?
Not right now, no.
Not
Not
at
the
this
Gary
moment.
Green, not your Gary Green Outlook. You can, if you have a personal Outlook, you can link that.
Or like a Gmail or something, but
Or a
I
Gmail.
don't. It's so. Yeah. Our goal is to try to make it happen eventually, or are we just going to say no, not doing it?
Well, we can't do it until IT changes the company across the board's Outlook. And they do have that, and they were going to roll that out, but then, it got a little crazy and Impact came in, and so they haven't been able to do that. So when I talked to Salim, who is head of IT, he said it is in the works to get done. They're just trying to find a timeline of when they can do that.
I
Okay,
do have a workaround for that if you have a Google domain or a private domain. Set up a Google email that's linked to that one and have that linked to your Outlook, your Gary Green Outlook, and everything will go straight to Gary Green Outlook.
If
okay,
you want to
Farrah,
write those
I'll call you and you can
instructions,
tell me how to
because
do that.
Yeah, I'll
There
get with
you
you
go.
later.
I'll give you a beer.
Linda, is that my problem? Is that why all my emails are going to Gmail?
I don't think so. Yours is a whole other issue. So,
I also have a question about, I was trying to access the video recording yesterday and I wasn't able to. So you said you were going to check on it and get back with us?
yeah, I checked a little bit ago and I was able to click on it. It wasn't us, it was KV Core when they uploaded it, somehow put on there that it needed a password and they've since taken that off.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get a hold of Lindsay until last night. I think I talked to her, it was about, I don't know, 7 or 7:30. And she's like, oh, she said she had heard that had happened, but she thought it was a fluke, but it wasn't. So she contacted KB Core and when I clicked on it this morning, I was able to get to it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And everybody knows that those recordings are at the top of your Impact dashboard under Office Announcements, or they are on Back Agent, but we're trying to get you used to always going to Impact to get to those kind of things. So any other questions? Okay, Pirek, take it away.
Okay, let me share my screen. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to talk about landing pages and squeeze pages. The biggest question, I think, when Linda and I were talking is what's the difference? Landing page is pretty much where you're going to set up a website where a customer or consumer can go to and that they land there and you're going to want to capture their information right away. Whereas a squeeze page is more of like a teaser website. You give them a little bit of information and then you squeeze their information out from them. So you're going to give them 2 to 3 clicks, and then after 2 to 3 clicks, you're going to want to capture their contact information. So I'm going to teach you guys how to quickly make a landing page and a squeeze page and what the differences are in that. Okay, so we're first going to go to landing page. We're going to highlight your website and say start building. This is your basic build out. Everything starts here. Top left corner, what do you want this page to do? Is it going to be for lead generation, a video, content hijack? It's a little bit more advanced with the hijack. We'll get to that later. Or do you want to start a Facebook chat? So let's
Can you tell us what the difference in those are?
Okay, so lead generation is basically you're trying to get a lead. Video view is if you have a video for a property or a personal video that you want to highlight yourself or your brand, you can do it that. You can do a combination of a video with a lead. So if you have a video saying, I'm the greatest agent in the world, I work this area, that area, send me your information and I'll get with you to do whatever. Content hijack is pretty much a bait and switch. You're telling them you're going to give them something, but you're going to lead them somewhere else, but you're still going to give them the first information, but it brings them somewhere. It's a little bit, so basically say, I'm going to give you a guide, but I'm going to lead you to my webpage first, and then I'm going to give you the guide. Okay. A text lead is if you just want to capture their cell phone number. Address capture is more those pages that you see that enter your home address and get a market value report or whatever. Facebook chat is if you want to start communicating someone over Facebook. Okay. So we're going to start with lead generation. We're going to.
Eric, I have a quick question.
Yep,
Sorry
go ahead.
about those. So if we have a listing, for example, that we're trying to maybe advertise or whatever,
Yeah.
is any of these options, which would you recommend the best option out of this drop down?
Nothing on here. I would save that for squeeze pages, and I'll get to that when we
Okay,
get there.
that's what I thought.
Okay. So I want to make a landing page. What I did was I went to the what's it called? Gary Green Greenhouse. I made a simple guide to selling your home, uploaded that, personalized it with my information on it.
Purek, just a second. I hear some background noise. I think I have everybody muted but Tracy, and for some reason I can't mute her. Tracy, can you please mute your mic? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So I made like a 20-page little pamphlet, digital ebook branded with my stuff on it. I took it, downloaded it, and I saved it into my Google Drive. Okay. So now what I want to do is make a landing page with this guide as the resource. Okay. So we're going to go to customize, custom landing page, and we're going to say over here, we're going to highlight this and say, get your free guide to selling your home. Okay. Here we can say, and all this, either if you want it, you can keep it. If you don't want it, you can get rid of it. Okay. From here, I'm just going to take little snippets from here so I can copy this, paste it here, cost of selling your home. Property improvements. Now, when you do this, you want to highlight and paste, because if you hit the back button, it's just going to remove it. And then you have to start all over again. And then you can put little tabs here. So property improvements, you can put learn which improvements will bring you customize it any way you want. Okay, let's do one more. And okay, so again, you can have 4 topics, you can have 2 topics, whatever you want. Say you don't like this background. Through our BHGRE, we get custom backgrounds all the way through. Go to the background you want, copy that URL, go to the landing page, change background to custom, or you can use one of their pre-made ones.
So Purek, can I stop you right there?
Go
So
for
it
it.
has to be you have to get a picture that has been on the internet that has
Yes.
the web address, correct? You can't
Yes.
just upload a JPEG.
No, you cannot. If you just have a JPEG that you want to use, there are websites out there that will let you upload and give you a URL for it.
What is that website? Because like, what if we wanted to use like a kitchen picture from one of our professional like pictures from our listings? What if we wanted that?
Then you'd have to upload it to
One of these websites?
one of a website and get a URL for it.
During whenever the head trainer guy out of California came, I'm looking at my notes here, and he said, Lauren, to answer your question, it's Unsplash would be where he says to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Plus, didn't they say that they were going to change it so we could use JPEGs in our camera? I thought they said that.
I don't know.
Okay, to
Okay.
be determined.
Okay, so now you want to we've customized the page pretty much. Instead of the submit button text, I'm going to put in get your free guide now. Okay, so how it changed this, it's now get your free guide. So now they have to enter their email, optional cell phone, and they're going to get my guide. So how am I going to get them my guide? Go to your guide where you have this in your Google Docs, click shareable link, copy that link. And then this is where you put in URL after login. That's where it's going to take them to. Okay. Make sure this is how you want it before you hit save. The minute you hit save, it's live and there's no going back. Okay.
Purek, at what
Yep.
point do you need to copy the URL and put on an Excel sheet like they tell us in the training?
I'm gonna do that right now. So as soon as I hit save and I hit OK, my link is now live. Okay. So now I'm gonna copy this URL. I've opened up a Google spreadsheet. I've created, date created, so 4-16, type lead, topic, free guide, where to post. I'm going to say Facebook. Any hashtags? No. Lead type seller. URL, short link here. If you want to add the URL of the guide that I just put, you can put that there. So this way you're keeping track of all your links.
Because the reason is once you do this and it goes, then there's no
going back.
Yes, there's nowhere in Impact that shows what the landing page was that you created. So there's no getting back to it unless you actually know the URL.
Yeah. Now, if you made a mistake on this, don't share that URL. Just start over again and make a new page. Okay. If you want to share this right away, you can just click here. As long as your Facebook and everything is set up, you can share it right away. Instead of my new story, I'm going to say to a page I manage. And right here, real estate 101, cost of selling your home property, improvements, learn which improvements will bring you.
Now, is this the squeeze page at this point, or are you still on the landing page?
This is still a landing page.
Okay.
So now when somebody opens this page from my Facebook, they're going to come to this, and if they want to get my free guide, they have to give me their email and cell phone optional. They click this and it'll go automatically to this guide.
Can you stop there for a second?
Sure.
I've muted you, but go ahead and unmute your mics if you have any questions about what he has done so far.
How does the agent receive, if they click on there with give them their info, where does that go to so we're notified of it as the agent?
When they give you your email, it'll come into your dashboard as a new lead.
Okay, does the agent have to just make it a habit to get in there, or does that text us?
This dashboard should be your startup page. So when you start your website, when you start your browser, this should come up automatically so you can see who your new leads are, what they did, and where they're going to.
Well, my question is so the agent has to get into the dashboard to do it. It doesn't prompt them on their phone or anything like that.
It will. It'll say.
You'll get an email, I think.
You'll get an email. You'll get a text. However you've set up your Impact, that's how it's going to come. It's going to say new lead logged into your website, or so-and-so is searching blank, blank, blank in this.
Okay.
Once they're on your dashboard, now you can set them up on a custom search. You can email them, and you have to remember this system will automatically send them a welcome email. It'll automatically start texting them. It'll automatically start doing the back work for you. And then when you get a chance to log into your dashboard, just pull up the history and it'll tell you exactly what was done. So
it should be, and every agent every morning should be one of the first, if not second, things they do every morning. Check their email and check their Impact. There is an app that you can have on your phone, and if you notice when you go into your Impact, right on the dashboard, it tells you how many tasks you have, any calls that you have, and it keeps you up to date on everything, which it'll also do on the app on your phone.
Okay, and Pyrrhic, on the landing page, you had, the contact information. We can change that, right? If I want their name and their email, or name and their phone number.
If you want their email and their phone number, there's a button up there where it requires that they have to enter their, right here. So where it says right now optional, if you click this button, it's going to say you have to enter yourself.
Okay.
So they have to give me their email and their phone and see the list now. Now, again, you want to make this, you want to try to get as much information as you can. How likely is a person of giving you their email and cell phone number? Not much. Get their email address, at least start contact that way. There's programs out there that you can find out, their stuff. Just say instead of lead generation, you're going to address capture. Once you get their address, you can use a website like Spokeo, enter their address. Now you have their name, email, phone number, and all that stuff. Costs a little
Okay.
bit of money, but you just want a little tidbit of information from them to see who they are and go from there. Even if they give you their address, you can use our, what's it called, Realist background, or enter their address. Now you know their name, their mailing address. Do a little hunt work and you'll be able to find their phone number and email. It's not that difficult. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions on landing pages?
Yeah, whenever he made that guide, I know you uploaded it to Google Drive. Is there a way to share a link? Like, what if, because I don't use Google Drive. I mean, I guess I could have one, but is there a different way to share a link if you don't
Yeah,
have
I
Google
mean,
Drive?
if you have Google Drive, you can use, what's it called? Dropbox, whatever. Just whatever file storage you use, there's a way to share that link. So just make it shareable. Usually when you do it, it'll be like this, it'll be private. And then as soon as you say sharing, it'll give you a link.
Okay.
It's got to be in the cloud somewhere where you can exchange that link.
Correct.
Yes.
They give you a lot of different choices of how you want to capture these, like Facebook, et cetera. If you're brand new, is there a preferred thing that they say that you should do? Like, let's say that you say, well, I don't know if I want lead capture. Or I don't know if I want to do this or this. Would there?
Well, that's the whole landing page and squeeze page is all about lead capture. It's not about promoting, your listing. It's about generating leads. So it's just, this is all lead generation. This is how you're going to grow the business and get it out there. So the more landing pages you do in different topics, the more squeeze pages you do in different setups, that gets filtered out, and the chances of someone clicking on that will increase.
How often are they suggesting on a daily basis that an agent do this?
You can do it every day if you want. You can make a different landing page or a squeeze page every day for a different topic. You can
do it 3 times a day as well. You don't have to just do it. I don't mean to jump in, but
yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Anytime.
Yeah. This
You're
doesn't
using
even
it
have
to create a conversation. Yeah.
Exactly. And this doesn't have to be just a resource of yours. If you want to link another website that, just say you saw a blog post and you want to share that, you can make one of these and just say, hey, check out this new article from biggerpockets.com. And here you go. Right?
You can do one just for people in your neighborhood too. You can create a landing page that you can say, click here for current listings, or click here for current open houses. Or
that's more of a squeeze page.
Well, but I mean, you still have to have somewhere for them to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but that tool is better on the squeeze page, which I'll get to after we're discussing.
Correct.
Yep.
So how again are we inviting people to our squeeze page and landing pages?
So for landing page, just like that, once you make that landing page, you can share it on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever it is. Just start posting it anywhere. Different Facebook groups, different LinkedIn groups, and just put it out there. It's basically once you have it posted on Facebook, you can do a boost on it and do a radius search, or where it only shows up in certain markets or certain neighborhoods.
Yeah, and remember when he had it done, he clicked on the left-hand side on the little share icon, and it gave you a whole list of places where you could share it.
Okay.
But it has a short life, right?
See right there? See, if you look right, go ahead, Eric, and click it again, please. So if you, right there, once you get it done, it says Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest.
Wherever you want it.
Can we share the page to a specific email, for instance? If
Yes.
Yeah, you can send the URL, just send that URL to whatever email you want.
Okay.
What was your
That's a
question,
thought.
Diane? I'm sorry.
The life of the landing page is like the life of a post, correct?
Yeah.
So there's no,
if there's no
not much
activity on it, I
longevity.
think, I haven't found out from Impact how long these landing pages last for. I think if they're inactive for maybe 30 days, they might start taking them down.
Okay.
The only thing is there's no editing. So once it's live, it's live.
So it's typical to a post. If it gets liked and gets comments, it raises back up to the top and has longer life.
Yep. again, this is all
Somebody's
to
been reading
drive.
about social media this week.
There you go. So this is all about SEO. The more clicks you get, the more people are going to be directed to your website. You're going to rise up on the Google search, as Brian mentioned, the Google juice. It's going to start increasing your views. And that's the name of the game, right? Just getting leads to get to you.
All right. Wonderful.
Okay. Any questions before I move on to squeeze pages?
Well, I just want to make one more update in reference to the squeeze
Sure.
page. I mean, the landing page, excuse me, the landing page. You can also use that landing page URL in emails, just like the other gentleman asked. You can create an email. You can add that underneath your email, also with your website, where they can be creative. So whoever you send emails to, if you just want to be creative, you can add it within your signature or before your signature, depending on how you want to do it. Or if you're sending a bulk email, always create a landing page within the bulk email where they can click on that, and also direct them to, hey, click on the landing on this page to get more information. And I use it in emails in all aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can create a landing page to say, hey, get your home value now, and just put that on your email signature and just put, want to know how much your home is worth, click here, and it'll go straight to that landing page.
Perfect, yes.
Right. Okay, ready for squeeze pages? Have I lost anyone?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, all right, so squeeze pages, you have 4 options. You can do a multifamily, single property, a seller squeeze, or a market report. I'm gonna go through a couple of these depending on time. Basically, a squeeze page is, you're gonna make a page that's gonna give your viewer some information. They're gonna click around, and after a few clicks, it's gonna ask them to capture. Your goal is to capture their information after giving them a little bit of resources. So basically, you're gonna squeeze the information out of them. So you're going to get them used to your website, get them into you, and then get them on the hook, and then say, hey, I'm glad you like my page, but if you want to see more, I'm going to need your information. Okay. And you can control how many clicks that is. Okay. So let's do a simple one of, say, 77379. Okay. We're going to do a whole zip code. We're going to do listing type of single family homes. We're going to start at a minimum of 250,000, no max. Let's say only homes with pools. Okay. Those are my search criteria. I want to use this for Facebook. I'm going to put this for hashtag 77379 buyers. Okay. Now remember, hashtags is only for you. This is how you're going to identify when you get a lead of what hashtag or what search they came up from. Okay. We're going to say pools. Okay. Facebook cover, let's use something from the listings. Okay. And let's say I'm going to give them 3 views before they click. Okay. Now, again, if you don't want to do a zip code, but you want to do a specific area, say Champions Forest of a certain radius, you can draw it on a map and do little pockets, and those are the listings that'll be pulled up. Yes?
Purek, can you explain a little bit more about using the hashtags? When would those come into play? When people are searching on Facebook, or on where?
So your hashtags are basically for you. So when you go into your dashboard and to your CRM, so I have like set up different hashtags for.
Do more columns.
Yeah.
At the top. See it there.
Right here.
Oh.
No, it's not there. Okay. So basically just say, I have Angela Lindbergh. She's a renter. This is everything that I've gone through. When I go through her, I can add a hashtag for her saying renter to buyer. because she's a renter, but she also wants to buy eventually. So I can keep that hashtag for her. And now every time I do something where I make a post of, hey, own to rent or rent to own, things like that, I can pull up that hashtag and I know it'll go to her automatically. Understand?
So hashtag,
Mhm.
if I were equating it to Zap, it would be similar to a group with it, or a management group, and then breaking it
No,
down into
'cause-
categories.
No, because even on this, we have different campaigns and groups that we can do.
Ah.
A hashtag is basically a quick blurb for yourself to categorize within a category.
Okay,
So, you know, if you get buyers that are only looking for 500 and up, you can say 500 up. You can say
okay,
FHA. You can do whatever you want just to
Right.
identify quickly. So whenever you're in your CRM, you can just type in, show me everyone show me all my FHA clients. Boom, here we go.
okay,
Show me all my $1 million buyers. Here they are, $1 million sellers. Whatever you want, whatever you feel
Right.
is going to be comfortable for you to identify your people.
okay.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, no problem. So back to squeeze pages. So we did a 77379 every single family home with a pool, minimum of 250. We're going to post this for Facebook. These are the hashtags. Whoever clicks on it, I want to categorize them in this hashtag. We're going to use the photo from the listings. They get 3 clicks, and now we're going to generate a link. Now, one thing about direct link and short link, it's the same thing. Okay, the direct link just has all the jibber jabber of the code of your search, whereas the short link is just a little bit easier to manage. So if we were to open up this link in a separate website, boom. This is everything in 77379 with a pool that's for sale. Okay, so we take that link, go to our Facebook page, create a post, copy that link. It's going to give you a little something here. You can delete this link and say, check out these homes with pools in 77379. Right, homes in 77379, and you post it, it goes to your Facebook page, and you hopefully someone will click on it. After 2 clicks, it'll capture their information. It'll ask to capture their information. Okay, so that's a multi-property squeeze page. Single property squeeze page. Somebody have a, let's see, who has a listing they want to promote? Nobody?
I have one.
Go for it. Do you have a
It's in-
MLS number?
Yeah.
Give me the MLS.
It's in Stinkadina. So when I can't sell. Okay, the MLS number is 46773546.
Everybody get ready. This house is something else.
Don't judge me.
I hope everyone's sitting down right now.
Okay. So we just made, so for Lauren, what we did was, this is for a Facebook post. This is for her new listing. You're going to put the listing ID, which is the MLS number. We're going to give the people 2 clicks, generate link, and here we go. She just made a squeeze page for her listing at Lilac Street. Okay. This is what you want to give to your seller, this link, because just how your seller always says, hey, I just put my home for sale, whatever, give them this link. So whenever they post it to their Facebook page, you get all your leads captured from that. Okay. This is the link that you're going to use on your personal Facebook page to promote your listing. Why my picture is like that, I have no idea. What the hell, Linda? Why?
I mean, the dash.
Your profile picture is a
Wow.
little big.
Yeah,
Cool.
just a tad. Okay.
Okay,
But
so
again,
this is the one that's going to quote unquote, because like I'm trying to think of how we can make or talk about impact during our listing consultations, things like that, to say like,
just be like this.
why is this
You can
beneficial?
you can say, I'm going to provide your house with its own personal website, right? That with a link that I'm going to give you to share on your Facebook page, your friends' Facebook pages, whatever, just use this link. Because now whenever somebody clicks around or says chat with me, it's going to come to you, not another agent somewhere else. You can also use this for somebody else's listing. So Lauren, you farm Windrose. If there's a new listing in Windrose, you just put in the MLS ID number and you get your own page like this, post it on your Windrose Facebook group saying, hey, new listing at 149 a square foot, check it out, call me if you have any questions, right? Everywhere down here, to see, I use Lauren's listing on my account. Somewhere on here will say Lauren's name will be there as the listing agent.
Who's going to do an open house there this weekend?
Okay,
Not
I hate you, Ryan.
Okay.
They're buying a $500,000 house, okay? They're
There you go.
upgrading.
Okay. Now again, with the squeeze pages, once you get that link, make sure you have it over here so that you say date created, lead generation type, description of that squeeze page you just made, the source, hashtag, where you're going to post it, and the URL shortcode. This way you're not making multiple squeeze pages over and over and over again.
And then this is where you can make a squeeze page, post it on your Facebook, and then boost it in the area for the radius to boost in Pasadena, not in Spring, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Okay.
And the difference, I guess, on this one versus just making a post on Facebook is that you're getting the leads direct into your impact.
Yep.
And if they click chat with me on here, if they're looking at it from their phone, it's going to go to my
as long as you have it set up, it'll go to your
Facebook.
chat box, to your
And that's my
Facebook
Tuesday
chat.
office meeting tip.
Yep. Okay. All right. The next squeeze page you can make is a seller squeeze page. So again, source Facebook, hashtag, whatever you want, area, zip code. We're going to put 77379. We're going to put sellers, Facebook. Generate link. There you go. Average price of 7730.79. What's yours worth? This is your squeeze page. Enter your address, get estimated value. After 2 clicks, they'll ask you for their information.
So they call that a seller squeeze page because you're trying to
You're
squeeze
focusing
the
that on
sellers?
sellers. Exactly. You're teasing the sellers with some information. You're giving them a little bit of information where they're going to say, okay, they're going to enter their home address and it's going to give them a little bit of a value range and then saying, hey, it's going to give them a range of values saying your home is worth anywhere between 190 and 250. If you'd like more information on how much your home is actually worth, give me a call or enter your email here and I'll give you, we'll schedule a time to meet. Okay. And then a market report. So if you want to do a market report, Lauren, I'm going to use you again. So Windrose, you can do it by neighborhood. So just the neighborhood. This is going to be for Facebook. Hashtag if you want, generate link. And then you post this on. There you go. continue viewing, enter your primary email, and once they sign up, it'll say, let me in, and say, get your weekly market report for Winrose, right? Things like that.
Purek, and then, sorry, I was muted.
Yep.
So when they do that, is that another automatic aspect, or do I have to then go in and?
Nope, this is all automatic.
Okay. So if they sign in with Facebook, for example, though, will I get the email that this is associated with Facebook?
Yeah. So whenever they get into your dashboard, once the lead gets captured, whatever information they've permitted to share from Facebook will be on your little card here.
Okay.
And one of the things too to keep in mind, and they talk about it in the training, is even sometimes before you do this, if you have a campaign or a squeeze page that you're doing that, it might be good to go ahead and set up a quick drip campaign that if somebody signs in and asks for this, and you know, with that particular hashtag, then it'll go ahead and send them an email saying, thank you for visiting my site, I'll get back to you, or something to that effect.
And you can do that right away. Just say behavioral automation and smart campaigns, make sure everything's on. Behavioral automation is basically when a lead gets captured, say from Facebook, it automatically puts them on a campaign.
How does it, what campaign does it choose, or do you have to?
You get to choose it. So when you go to behavioral automation, you can say, you know, for Sphere, active leads, contract, new leads, these are all on, and it'll tell you after a lead visits after 14 days, what's going to be sent out. And then in smart campaigns,
I think that'll be next Thursday's class. We'll talk about drip campaigns and behavioral automation.
Yep. And then campaign for new Sphere, if it's on, as soon as they sign in, it'll automatically kick on, and they start getting stuff from you.
Okay.
That's where your dashboard
you sent
comes
something
in.
out, Linda, saying how we can view these. I'll go find it. I know you sent an email or something saying like how we can view them.
This is also where your dashboard comes in. Just because they've signed in and you're starting to send campaigns doesn't mean you have to contact them right away. They might not be looking at you. Like this guy signed in 16 days ago, hasn't been back since, right? So he's looked at some properties. It tells me everything he's done, every email that it's automatically sent, and it gives them like how we used to have ZAP scores. It gives them a ZAP score of 2, meaning he was looking, he was shopping, but I'm not going to waste my time on him. I'll still keep him on my campaign until he tells me, hey, I don't want any more emails from you, but I might send him a personal email once every 2 months just to see what's going on with him.
Where are you saying that he's a 2, and on a scale of what? 2 to 5,
Right
1 to 5,
New
1 to
lead, 1 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's all based on behavior. You know, if he was on my website every single day looking at properties, his score would be a lot higher. That means that's someone I need to nurture, someone I need to spend time with, someone I need to get in front of right away. How about you, Mark? Anything I missed?
No. Everything you covered quite nicely. You know, I'm just creative with certain aspects of the squeeze page.
It's a great tool. I mean, just make squeeze pages for everything and post it out there. Again, name of the game on this is just lead generation. The more you put out there, the more exposure you're going to get. Make different content and just get it out there. Hopefully, out of 1,000 views, 100 people will look at it or open it up. Out of 100, 5 people will give you their information.
Mark, do you have any of your squeeze pages that you can share and show us what yours look like?
Well, no, I don't. I'm not connected in that aspect. No, I don't. But what I generally do is I use a daily approach based on the training where I have the featured home of the day. Now, Parag, you mentioned something that if you post someone else's listing, their name will come up. It won't be identified as being your listing. It'll be you posting information about it, but it still reflects their name, correct?
Yes, there's somewhere on that page, it'll say listing provided by whoever. But I think with our MLS rules, we are allowed to do it as long as we identify. It's just like how we do now, where we pull a HAR listing and put it on our Gary Green website and say, here you go. It could be someone from your office.
As long as you pull the information from HAR, and it's
Exactly.
just when you go on the Gary Green site and you search for homes and it shows other people's listings, it looks like it's the Gary Green listings because it's branded like that. But if you page way down, you'll see some little
somewhere in the subtext, it has to be said listing provided by Keller Williams.
hunt for it. So it's really pretty cool for people that don't have their own listings, and you honestly don't need people's permissions to do it. It's
That's
because
what I love about it. That's what I love about it. A new agent that doesn't have listings.
I don't want you to do it. Well, the IDX, the HAR, and it says everybody can do it. So they can do it too with your listings.
Oh, I'm sitting here confused. I'm wondering if other people are. And that is, and don't say anything, Sharon, is that, okay, they both sound great. Do I do one more than the other, either a landing page or a squeeze page? Do I do them both with the same amount of consistency?
It depends on what your goal is. If you want to capture that lead no matter what, it's a landing page, because a landing page will not let you go further until they enter their information. Whereas squeeze page, you're going to give them a little bit of content and then squeeze the information out of them. Okay, so if you're doing something like a market report, or you're doing something like, hey, new homes in the area, or just listed, do a squeeze page. Give the people the information, a little bit of information first, and then get their stuff. If you're giving out content like a home seller's guide, or tips on selling your home in the fall, or you know, hey, here's a new cookbook or whatever, make it a landing page. So this way, if they want that information, they have to give you something.
So a landing page wouldn't direct them necessarily to properties. It's just going to be a topic.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Okay.
Yeah, landing page is an information source.
Exactly.
And a squeeze page squeezes information into that page to where they can have more information about what you're trying to target or send out to them.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
And this, okay, one other question. This probably is going to be like a whole other topic later as we continue to learn. But I know that this is a great tool. I'm just curious how we can use this, because what if for a lot of us that are running our business based on referrals, like a referral-based business, I'm be curious how we can try to use this format for that.
This wouldn't be for that, Lauren. This is complete lead generation. This is for new leads coming in. Your referral source, you're going to have a different campaign for them. You're going to have a different aspect of your communication with your referral base. They're not the ones signing up for this.
That can be done on, that can be done with this also, right?
Correct. Correct.
I mean, with
Yes.
impact, but it's
With impact, yeah.
Yes, it's a virtual assistant basically. So everybody's a little overwhelmed by it, but it's a virtual assistant. Agents that have assistants should put them in touch with Impact so they can help them understand how they're going to market them daily and at all times through all the websites, through all of the clients. So it's basically a virtual assistant. That's all it is.
So now that some people pay companies to post their listings, et cetera, on social media, this is going to do it for them. They don't have to do that anymore.
Pierrette, can you pull up one of your listings, or Mark, can you pull up one of your listings and show when you actually get your listing active in Impact? You pull that up and there's a button that's, that gives you choices of what you want to do with it.
You do it, Pierrette. I don't know how to share the screen.
I got it. All
Okay.
right, hold on. Let me share some.
I'm not that technical.
And that's what I'm saying. If agents can get into the habit of the first thing they do in the morning after they get their coffee and check their email is go in here and, time block. We always talk about time block, a half an hour every morning just to see what's going on, see who's logging in, make sure that your contacts are being, touched and things like that.
The thing about capturing this is a lot of people that only use their circle of influence or only have a geographic farm. Usually you need to have some way to get new names in there in your business, because if your farm dies because it's a bad price range, or your sphere just decides not to move, then you're kind of stuck because you don't have another source to get new names in there. And a lot of people use open houses as that second source, but this would take less time and it would be less because it's doing it for you while you're doing something else. We're like an open house, you don't get leads unless they're there. But here, as people are looking online, you could be capturing those leads. So that's why you'd want to do it with the other things that you're doing.
So on your dashboard, or I mean, on your listings, when you go in, you should have you can toggle over, because you can have the company's listings or your listings show up. You would toggle over onto your listings.
Yep. So this is one of my listings that I pulled up. This is the direct link to that. So that if someone were to click that, it would go here. If they want to continue viewing, they have to give me their email address. From here, I can just pull this down. I can send it by email, text, email to a hashtag. So how I just said, if I have a group of people in my CRM that has a hashtag multifamily properties, I can just send this to multifamily, everyone with that hashtag, or text it to them. I can generate a QR code, print a flyer, boost my property, post to Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, even to Craigslist.
Okay, so real quickly, the boost on here, if you use it, you would have to pay for it. You still get the free 3-day boost from Greenhouse.
As long as you click
I just wanted to make sure that I clarified that.
How do you know how much it was going to cost?
For a boost, it's up to you. If you want to spend $20, you can spend $20.
So if you clicked on one of those, like it said boost to Facebook, post to Facebook.
Right.
I mean, so then it would say on that, then it would say how much it was.
So this is just a posting on Facebook. If
Okay,
I want to boost, let's say boost property.
So you do get a choice just to post it to Facebook. That's one of the choices, but then there's another choice for boosting.
Yep, so boosting, these are your price points. 45, 60, 120, 150, 200, 240. Enter your billing information and go. What I would suggest is, instead of doing it through here, post onto your Facebook and then boost it from that post into Facebook. This way you can do the radius, you can do different tags, so your money is being targeted versus just out and about.
My question would be, how successful is boosting it, paying for it?
It can be. I mean, it's all about clicks, right? So once you go,
I mean, Lauren, Sally, I mean, Suzanne, Diane, do any of y'all do that?
I do it. I think it's effective. It's real cheap, and I get a lot of exposure on my listings.
Which one do you normally do? Price point?
I do the boosting off of my Facebook business page. It goes far. I had thousands of views the last time I posted something.
All right.
I mean, I'll give you an example, Brian. These are like some of my regular posts that I've done that I haven't boosted, right? Mm-hmm. But then if you go down to a post that I have boosted, you'll see my numbers are just absolutely out there. Like this one I posted for an open house. Instead of my regular 100 views, I got 920 views. I got 580 views, 1.5 thousand views, right? So a $10 to $15 boost for 3 days will help you direct that traffic.
But you'd want to do it 3 days after you get the free ones that we do. But that doesn't have anything to do with impact. You have to.
No, that's a whole Facebook and advertising.
Oh, it's a Realogy thing.
Yeah.
I do it a lot for my open houses, a lot, and I get a lot of responses, and then they end up liking my Facebook business page.
Yep.
Okay, everybody, we have about about 5 more minutes, and I really do want to keep this to an hour. I think we got a lot of great information. If you have more questions, please email me. Between Mark and Pirok and I, we'll be able to get the answers back to you. You can also, and I know Lauren has had amazing luck with the chat box on your Impact. She had some issues with a couple of things. She chatted with them, they fix it right away. So there's always that avenue too. And your support link in your Impact is also really great too. If you click on that and just put in Squeeze Page, it'll give you a list of all the available, either a video or some kind of handout that you can save. If you're like me, you kind of have to have it on one screen as you're doing it. That's really good in there also. I think what we're going to do, since this seems to be a good group, and of course I know it'll keep going and adding, but I think between now and next Thursday when we meet, and next Thursday we'll do drip campaigns and behavioral automation, I want everybody to do at least one squeeze page and one landing page. And then come back and let's report how it was, what kind of success you had, what kind of feedback you had, and everything like that with that. How's that?
A couple of suggestions about what to put on either of those pages, Pirok or Mark. Like if you were saying that no one had ever done a landing page or a squeeze page, what would you suggest? What information would you suggest that they have?
I would
be compelling. Do you have any suggestions? Because just going off and saying put something on, I don't know.
I would suggest start with your farm. If you're farming an area, make a squeeze page for that market, put it onto your local Facebook group or whatever it is, and just put it out there. The more you do, the easier it's going to get, and the more content that you can provide out there. Now, don't flood your Facebook page with post after post after post, but post it and a couple days later do something else where you're doing, okay, I'm farming a neighborhood. I'm going to put all new listings. Now, my neighborhood might only have 2 new listings every 3 months. It's not going to, that squeeze page isn't going to get me very far. But if I do a market report for the entire Klein ISD school district so that my neighbors can see how the market is fluctuating, especially in this time, I can make a squeeze page and say, hey, if anybody wants to follow the market and see how things are going, here's some information for you guys. And it gives them a market report. Right.
Pirok and I will come up with a couple of samples between now and tomorrow, and we'll get them emailed out to you, just so you can see some basic templates.
I think that just don't be so paralyzed about what you're going to put. Oh, I wonder, should I put decorating ideas on the landing page? Should I put something about the flooding?
Anything you want. Anything you want.
Because
don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. It's the thing.
Is this a tool that they can use because we're going towards video and all that? How would we use video with this? Like our videos?
On a landing page, you can, hang on, if you go to Lead Engine, instead of lead generation here, you put video and lead. In this little box, you just change this video to whatever video you want.
Does it have to be a YouTube video or anything specific?
YouTube would be best.
So it's a great time to create your YouTube channels.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Very. Because now people put videos out there, but they don't have a chance to capture the leads.
Right, exactly.
You know who likes it and who doesn't like it, but you don't know who they are.
Yep, you just put your YouTube ID here of the video and it'll be there. And
now, Pirok, quick question.
Go for it.
For the video, okay, because I remember you said, hey, the squeeze page is probably a little better to try to maybe, promote your listing and that kind of thing. But for the landing page with these virtual tours that we're doing, is it beneficial to put a virtual tour of our listing and try to do a landing page that way? Or would I be better off using my landing page to post my Thursday Talks with Lauren and Izzy videos, for example?
Your Thursday Talks with Lauren and Izzy would be a landing page.
And I really wouldn't want to use, it probably wouldn't be beneficial to use like a listing tour or a listing video for a landing page.
Do a teaser video of what your talks with Izzy are. Put that video in there on your title of your landing page saying, hey, sign up for my weekly talks about real estate. Capture their email, and then you can put them on your campaign saying every Thursday at 4 o'clock, they get a reminder saying, hey, log into my website. My Thursday Talk with Izzy is going to be on in 5 minutes. Right? Okay. So make a small YouTube video and say, hey, my name is Lauren Ashley. I do these weekly talks. If you'd like more information on the local real estate market, sign up here. Capture their information, and then you can do whatever you once you the name it. It's getting that information is that's all this is for. What you do with that information afterwards is whatever you want to do with it.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll see everybody back here at the same time, 12 o'clock next Thursday for drip campaigns and behavioral automation.
This
We
was
miss
great.
y'all. Miss you. Bye.
This was
Thank you.
great.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's wonderful.
Thank you.